This video explores the Corecon feature under Human Resources for clock in and clock out. This is a time card style clock in and clock out feature. Individual employees and field crews can use the clock in and clock out feature to track their time on a project, including rest and lunch breaks. This data is then converted to pending time cards and later approved by financial admins. This training video is covering the clock in and clock out feature within the browser application. However, similar functionality is included in Corecon Mobile, and it will be discussed in a separate training video. The clock in and clock out feature is turned off by default. To turn it on, go to Global Settings, Feature Settings, Time and Expenses. There are several features and options you can choose from. This does need to be turned on for clock in and clock out features to work. When you do turn it on, you'll have a small stopwatch icon at the top of your screen. All security roles in Corecon allow users to use the clock in and clock out feature when enabled. Clock in and clock out entries are not the same as time cards, but can be converted to pending time cards. Users can convert their own entries to pending labor time cards, and crew leaders can convert their crew members' entries into labor time cards. The clock in, clock out feature, when crews are enabled, will also allow you to clock in and clock out equipment. Admins can convert anyone's entry into an approved labor time card. These clock-in records require only a project and prime contract reference to streamline data entry. When these entries are converted to pending time cards, additional information such as payroll item, job cost code will be required. I'm logged in as an administrator, so most of what I'm going to be doing is under the HR module. However, some of the features are also found under projects. If you plan to use crews in your clock in and clock out entries, those also need to be turned on before that can be utilized. In addition, crews must be set up under the HR module. When you clock in, simply click on the stopwatch icon. You can see I've already clocked in 28 minutes ago. That's why the clock in button has been grayed out. I could start a break. I can stop a break. I can clock out. I have the option to update before I clock out or just clock out without edit. I'm going to go ahead and click update before clock out. Also notice that I'm clocking in as an individual. In a moment, we'll also show you how to clock in and clock out as a crew. I've already selected a job cost code, but I could change that at this point. And I can also add comments. And then clock out. An alternative to logging in as an individual is to log in as a crew. Again, crews need to be set up in Corecon's global settings, and a crew itself has to be assigned to an individual in the HR module. Let's switch over to My Crew. You can see that everyone has already showed up. Maybe for whatever reason, these two employees did not. If there's somebody that is working on my project that's not on my usual crew, I can also click Add Employee and add those as well. I can also record the crew equipment that's on site and clock everyone in at one time. If there's a piece of equipment that's not usually assigned to this crew, I can also add that from the list, the bottom right hand corner, and then click OK. I'm going to select a project, a prime contract, and a cost code, though not required. And then click Clock In. You can also add an employee that's late. You can start and stop breaks individually. You can clock out individuals one at a time as well, including the equipment. If you scroll down, you can also do the start break or clock out as a group, and you'll still have the ability to do that individually as well. I also have the option to switch job cost codes, which can also be done when you convert clock in, clock out records to labor time cards. If changing cost codes was done midday, select the employees that you need to switch cost codes for and click clock in again. At the end of the day, click clock out and then close. Periodically, individuals will want to go in and convert those clock in, clock out records to labor time cards. I'm going to go to Actions and Convert Pending Clock In Data. Select the project, the prime contract, in this case the crew leader. I'm going to edit all the records and click Next. I'm going to set up this in 2 columns. We'll select the payroll item. So the first column will be regular time, the second will be overtime. Select the job cost code, workers' comp code, and whether it's billable or not. That is important in this case because this prime contract is a cost plus. You might have another cost code. We'll call it regular time and project coordination, and we'll give it a workers' comp code and mark it billable or unbillable. I clocked in and clocked out very quickly, but I can also show you that you can correct clock in and clock out features by just allocating the time, similar to the way that you would on an Excel spreadsheet. And let's change this one. Move that over to hours under the project coordinator. I'm just going to scan the right-hand column because I have a total allocated. Make sure I have that all lined up. Everything looks good. We'll click Add and Close. Now that it's been converted to a labor time card, you can still go back and make edits if necessary. If you're also approving labor time cards, that can be done here as well. If you'd like to know more about the information in this training video, we encourage you to go to the knowledge base under Human Resources and down to the clock in and clock out under labor time cards. This group of knowledge base articles includes the information covered in this training video as well as additional details you might find helpful.